if you're ready, we could kick it off.
Right.
We ready? I was born ready. I woke up this morning. Come on now.
There you go. There you go.
Welcome everybody to Changing of the Hip Hop Guards podcast. I'm the journalist Sincere. That's my partner Uncle E. And tonight we have the pleasure of having Queensbridge legend MC Shan in the building. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Uncle Shan.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Look, like I said, I appreciate y'all for having me because if not for y'all, what would I be? You know what I mean? And y'all keeping me in people's eyes and, you know, on their minds and whatnot. So I could only have thanks and praise for y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, we want to take it back, to the origins of MC Shan and then bring it up to 2023 to what you got going on. As everybody knows, you're from Queens. Take us back to teenage years, MC Shan, Queens.
Well, teenage years was different from now. We used to have fun, at least, you know what I'm saying? We could go places, you know, if y'all got into a fight, it was just a fight. We walked away, you could have park jams, and it was just a different time growing up when I did. It's no comparison to the way these youngsters are growing up now. It seems like these young kids now, they have to be adults long before they're ready to be that. But that's what it is nowadays. And I look at it and say, well, whatever I can do, I'm gonna just, because I'm raw on my IG and all of that. I'm different. You know what I mean? I'm not about the celebrityism and all of that. I'm about knowing what would have stopped me from doing the things that I would have did if I'd have had somebody to talk to me the way I talk to them and cuss them out and you know what I'm saying and give them the business raw. Maybe I wouldn't have done so. Well, I'm glad I did because it made me me. But that road that I was heading down, that person that said, "Yo, fly tie," which made me the way I am. You know what I mean? And so I just talk to these kids the way I have to. I feel I owe it back to this. You know what I mean?
Right. Before getting into hip hop, what were you witnessing around Queens as far as the culture goes? Some of the influences. Just what were you witnessing earlier on in Queens?
I was witness to history. I was witness to history. Even though I was from Queens and Queens is Queensbridge, all of the predecessors before me, Grandmaster Flash, Furious, Grandmaster Caz, and all of them, they used to come to Queensbridge and have parties in the Reef Center. And the Reef Center, I was too young to go, but it was right outside my bedroom window, and I could look out my bedroom window and I could hear it flashing at me that it was right outside my window and whatnot. I never knew that I was gonna be into hip hop until Shante did what she did. But other than that, I just thought I was gonna be a good thief or something. Doing it like 50 years and come out and think I'm still the man or something. That's what I was headed for.
Right. So you just said until Shante came out and did what she did? Yeah. So before that though,
I had a job. Let me tell you, and then it'll lead right into Shante.
Okay.
I had a job with my grandfather. They fired me 50 times. They couldn't fire me because I was my grandfather's grandson. And at that point, me and Shante and us, we would be on the bench rhyming all day.
Okay.
Off the top of our heads, it was a crew of us. And then all of a sudden, we listening to the radio and we hear tip, 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 tip. My name is Roxanne. Don't you know what? So I went to Marley. I did the Marley scratch, but if not for Shante was the biggest thing in hip hop. 15-year-old girl. Shante was doing shows in clubs that you had to be 21 to get in. They just turned their head like, we ain't see that little girl coming here. Did you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then Shante took me under her wing but I had to earn mine, and it was all due to what she did that brought me to where
Okay.
I am.
Okay. So Shante, so how Shante makes the connection with Marley Marl first, right?
We all knew Molly. We used to rhyme on his block. Shantae's building was right across in front of Molly's building.
Right.
We used to sit right on the checker tables in Queensbridge, right over
Right.
there, outside of Molly's window. He used to look out his window and see us rhyming. We used to rhyme under his window on purpose.
Okay. 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 Got you. Got you.
Look, and
So
check this out.
uh
If any of y'all know me already, right, and some of y'all don't know me, I'm raw with it, right? Yeah, I got a dentist appointment because they messed up my teeth and whatnot, and so ain't no shame in the game, and I don't want y'all to keep
nah,
sitting there looking and wondering why this nigga got no teeth.
nah.
But look, I didn't lose them. I left them in a cup in the dentist, and I'm getting me fixed because y'all like that glamour stuff. So hey, I got look. I like how I look with the teeth, but they just messed me up. So let's
Yeah.
move forward and do
Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I just had to get that out of the
It's
way.
okay. It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, so let me ask. So was this how do you how does Marley say, okay, you know what, I want to mess with Shan? Was it Shantae that was like, yo, listen, you should check out? How did that happen?
I had to I had to put a mental plan together. How am I gonna get Marley to listen to me and have him recognize that what I'm saying is something different? I know. I'm gonna write a record totally about him. And then when I went to him, I wrote it on a brown paper bag. I said, the M is for master of scratch, and if the needle was a script, it's the needle he'll catch. The A is the letter that you set apart. I wouldn't call it beats music, I would call it art. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? The
okay.
R just stand for the way he rocked, which is 24/7 around the clock. And this is in '86. And so when I came to him and broke that down, he was like, yo, I had
Mm,
to come up with a master plan. How
right.
am I going to get, and DJs were an orchestra back then. MCs, it wasn't about MCs back then. It was about the DJ. And if the DJ let you grab the mic, excuse me, you were something special.
Hmm.
It
Right.
wasn't about the MCs at one point. And so Molly gave me the mic, but the difference in my career and Shantae's career, we had a thing where we don't know what demo tapes are. You know how people always say, where'd you shop your demo? We never had demos.
Mm,
If we made a record on Saturday morning, Saturday night, it was on Mr. Magic, Magic, Super, Blast, Blast.
right. 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 Right.
Couldn't
Right.
even buy songs yet that me and Shante put out. We just made it this morning, and it's on the radio that night. So we didn't shop demos. We had an instant access
Mm.
to radio and all that.
You mentioned Mr. Magic, and that's something I want to ask you. Can you touch a little bit on Mr. Magic? Give us a little bit of insight as to how he was, what type of person was he and how instrumental he was to even the whole Juice Crew?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Magic is totally instrumental into you and you getting whatever advertisements you getting on this show.
Right, right.
Let me tell you how instrumental Mr. Magic was. There came a time where he was like you hear Biggie say it. I
Hmm.
let my tape rock till my tape pop, Mr. Magic Marley Marl. I said it wrong, but you get it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The major radio stations came to Magic. See, it's a thing in radio to be on daytime prime.
yeah.
They came to him and said, listen, Mr. Magic, we love you. We'll give you all this money. We'll give you this if you just don't play hip hop.
Mm,
What? Magic said, no. He followed his dream. He went to WHBI,
mm,
a station that had to get sponsored by the record companies that he was playing their songs. And you would have to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning to hear this. So now, how instrumental to what me, you, and every other person that's in hip hop get money that concerning Mr. Magic? Imagine if he would have said, "Ah, I'll skip hip hop. I'll take the check."
Right,
None
right.
of this. There wasn't a radio DJ that was playing hip hop because there weren't none. Mr. Magic was it. There weren't any. So his decision still affects everybody in this game today. But yet he's not spoken enough, and I thank you for mentioning him because Magic was my partner in crime. When we went on tour, I was the only one that could deal with Magic because I'm just like him. What you see in me is what Magic instilled in me. My frankness, my boldness, tell you what it is, I don't care. Magic, that was him.
Mm-hmm.
Magic, you could punch him in the face and Magic could say, "Yo, son, what you took my girl here harder than that?" Go, you know, Magic was just different.
Right.
Anybody who comes from that era in hip hop, if you ever interview people from my era and in front, ask them about Mr. Magic. Ask them, well, how did Mr. Magic act? Oh, they're going to, Magic did not care. Let him get one Budweiser. Because what you going to say to the man that make or break your career,
Right,
son?
right, right,
Why
right.
don't you play your record like he told Chris? Well, how did Chris make South Bronx? Because he told him, yo, your shit's garbage. You dig what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
Magic said it was law. So it
right,
is what it is. So Magic is the reason why, and we need to speak more about Magic, and that's what it is.
right, right, right. So how did he come up? Well, I don't want. I guess we'd be going a little bit back and forth, but the whole concept of the Juice Crew was because they used to. He was called Sir Juice for a time, right? So
Nope.
like,
It was
no,
a very different situation. There was a Juice Crew before us, but they were all involved with the Disco Fever, Sal Abatello. And
okay,
that was Curtis Blow, Fearless Four, and a lot of those Bronx guys that are originators were in the Juice Crew, but it wasn't Magic's Juice Crew.
right, right, okay,
Magic had the power. He on the radio. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna make my own Juice Crew." And Mr. Magic's own Juice Crew is the Juice Crew that all of you look at and recognize as the Juice Crew. But as
okay,
far as the Juice Crew legacy is concerned, there was a Juice Crew before us, and they were all connected with the Bronx, and they were all connected with Sal Abatello and the Disco Fever.
okay, okay.
Right.
Oh,
Magic, oh, look, how you knew you was in the Juice Crew as far as the head tops. There was a ring that they had, and it had a J on it.
mhm.
So Juice Crew members, not the artists, but like Sal, Magic, the top tier
Right.
of that Juice Crew, they had J rings.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying? And so Magic, he was like a boss. He said, "Yo, I ain't, I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm on the radio. What y'all gonna tell me? Y'all still gotta come to me to ask me to play y'all. So I'm gonna look out, but you can't tell me I can't. What?"
Gotcha.
And so that's the Juice Crew that you see now.
So
We talked a little bit earlier about the Marley scratch. What do you remember most when that song hit the streets? What kind of reaction did it get?
I could exactly tell you the moment that I first heard it on the radio. I remember where I was at. I was upstairs on the fifth floor of my building in Trina's house, anticipating Marley to play this. I just made it earlier, anticipating Marley to play this song. I'm sitting there by the window with the windows open, and and if Mr. Magic is on, and everybody partying that night, they radios was on. And it said boom tap boom tap boom tap boom tap. No, not the bridge. Marley Scratch, right?
well, it's good, yeah.
Boom cat boom cat cat boom cat boom cat. And I'm listening to the radio, and what fucked me up, excuse me, it wasn't like I put the tape and the song in the player, it was being played by somebody else. And as I looked at these open windows, I just sat there and looked and I said, imagine how many people are listening to me right now. Blew my whole mind. A feeling that just was like, whoa, whoa. And this is early days of hip hop. It ain't like now where you could go to this radio station, this underground station, that underground station. This was the station that everybody was listening to at the time that they was listening to it. And then all of a sudden, here I go. Sex don't fucking compare. Excuse me. Look, but it's exactly like sex because it'll never feel like the first time you understand. It feels good, but it's just not like the first time. Come on now, forget about it.
Right.
After that song starts to circulate, what was next for MC Shan?
What was next? Touring around with Shante, going everywhere. I was in England. Before I had my first record out, before Marley Scratch, I was on tour all around the country singing this song. And you want to talk about pre-promotion? I had the biggest pre-promotion engine that could be in Roxanne Shante. I've got a cassette tape that Marley played on the radio. Like I told you, I was looking at, that's a cassette. That's not no record. It's not official.
Right.
So I'm traveling around the country with Shante. So by the time my first records and songs come out, I'm already known. People already know me all around. Look, that boy rapped his ass off, Mr. Freeze. And not, man, you know what I mean? And so now when the records come, now I've got an audience that's already built. So the way I came up in this game, we actually paved the path. The first one that ever jerked us, who changed the rules of how artists get paid, is Luke Skywalker. No disrespect to him because he's my man, right? No, what Luke did, he had us, so he paid for us to come down to Florida, right? He packed the ring like crazy. Then all of a sudden he called the fireman and said, yo, the building is it's over capacity. Come shut it down. So now Luke cut out with the money, right? Luke cut out with the money. We at the hotel. It's like, damn, Luke ain't paid for the hotel. Not we had to sneak out the hotel. And just so happened that Ty had a cousin that lived down there that was a little bit more powerful than Luke, a little behind at that time. Well, we went to Luke Mama house, but eventually we got our bread and whatnot, but we got on People Airlines, but we didn't have the cash. He was going to send it, and he did. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he jerked us. He tried, because that's what it was. But we got on People's Airline, which was like the bus. They don't make you pay till you in the air and whatnot. And all we kept doing is, see him. And the last person to see was Mr. Magic. And guess what? He had a Budweiser before he got on the plane.
he was loose.
No, it was all good. They kept him and Fly Ty at the airport, like, yo, I won't come with the check. But then they seen that they wasn't trying to go nowhere. They was actually comfortable sitting there, because usually when they blame black people for stuff or trying to get over, you're usually nervous if you're guilty. They seen that, like, yo, that little bit of money y'all talking about, we'll have that here in a half hour. Just hold on. They looked at him and said, y'all get out of here. Y'all don't even look like y'all trying to scam nothing like that. So they let them go. But Luke Skywalker, y'all think Luke Skywalker because that means you get half of your money up front, and when you land, you get the other half. Don't let them get a chance to talk about the fire marshal. Shut the building before you perform. Look,
Uh,
the house is packed, right? So he got his money, and there's no rain checks. Who you gonna blame? Oh, the fire marshal shut it down. We got our money. Well, Luke Skywalker, I appreciate you. I love you, Luke. You know I always mess with you anyway. That's my uncle. I have a
so,
relationship with these folks, so I can they know who I am and they know me. So Uncle Luke, I love you. That was
right,
my
right, right. Yeah, that's crazy. So you're going around, you're touring with Shante. You had that one song you said that they were playing on the radio. When do discussions for Shan to make start creating his own album come about?
I was singing some of those songs on tour. I was singing. I already was making my album, and it was the Down by Law album, and
Hmm.
some of those songs. And this is how you got to the song "Beat Biter,"
Hmm.
because I was on tour. I used to be on tour with LL Cool J, KRS-One, Salt and Pepper, Divine Sounds, and several others. Sparky D. We
Divine
used to
sounds.
go on tours, right?
Hmm.
And LL had made a song called "Rock the Bells,"
Right,
which was a take off of MC Shan, Molly Scratch.
right, 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 right. It was that
And
same
so
beat?
that same beat, and we was beast back then. I don't know, I might have fell off subject, but we were beast back
That's
then.
okay.
That real MCs, you wouldn't even say something that sounded close to another artist, or taking somebody's beat was way of a violation. And so, but it wasn't LL's fault. It was Rick Rubin's fault. And so I didn't care. We don't care. Nowadays, you little artists got a beef with somebody. You could sit in your little house on your laptop and make a record. Back then, we had to go to the studio. We had to have approval from the record company in order for it to be a major joint. But our contract said that you're signed to us, and don't you ever try and put out a freaking mixtape with this thing. You're gonna have to wait your turn. And so
Hmm.
you stuck. Where
Yeah,
you at?
right, right, right.
And so I do the record Beat Bite Up by LL, and it's just a lot of crazy stuff from back then. I know I went way off a subject.
No, 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 no. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. That's what we want to, we're just trying to get a little bit of the process, of how you came about to create that nice classic Down by Law. But so
Oh
just
yeah, yeah,
take us
I was
through a little
talking
bit
about
of
the tour. And, all right, but
yeah, yeah.
that's what I was trying to get to, right? That tour, I was singing "Left Me Lonely"
Okay,
before it was a record, right?
okay.
And everybody was hearing "Left Me Lonely," which gets back to LL again, right?
Mhm.
He called me and he said, "Yo, it's like I need love." Russell Simmons, no joke, Russell Simmons, and how it was back then, he was paying folks to not play Left Me Lonely, which was being done before all of that, to make it act like uh I Need
I Need
Love
Love
came
came out
out first.
first.
But
Oh,
the advantage I had was I was singing this all around the country while we was on tour, and the reaction that I got from it is what would have made him say that. Because I used to do that. I need love was she used to tell me all the, you know what I'm saying?
right, right, right.
And so there you go.
Oh wow! But there was like no, absolutely no way for us to know back then that that's what happened. I mean, for example, like you take me at that time, I'm a young kid in like whatever seventh, eighth, ninth grade maybe, and you hear "I Need Love," and then you hear your song afterwards. You know what I mean? Like it.
But that's how that came. I was singing "Left Me Lonely" on tour before I Need Love came out. When Left Me Lonely came out on Down by Law, it was like Russell was paying people, paying the radio stations to not play that. It
Uh,
was common practice back then. It was like, yo, who got more money? Who can you shelf?
mm,
How you gonna shelf Shan? I'm going at everybody's head. I wrote Steady B's first record, Take Your Radio. I was still mad about LL. You stole my beat. So I wrote that record. Run DMC, they did something to me, and I wrote MC Frost diss and whatnot, the one that this is Run. And everybody knew I did it. They just wanted to look the other way because nobody wanted to mess with me on that tip. You know what I'm saying? The only one I could tell you who had heart was Chris. And like I say, back then, it's not like it is today. If Chris would have made, if it was today and with the same two songs, me and Chris would have kept going because we got access. I couldn't make another record because Marley is like, no, I don't like them. They're getting too much publicity off of our name. I'm like, Marley, they already got it. And so to this day, I hold that stigma, but people can never say that they have a tape, they have a cassette. You cannot find an archive where you see KRS-One destroy Shan in any capacity aspect. And Chris is my man. But just to debunk what people thought, I'm telling you, I challenge you. I'll give you everything I own if you find it. The video.
You're talking about like an actual battle, like besides the records. You mean like you guys actually battling that doesn't exist?
That doesn't exist.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, the closest battle we had was the Sprite commercial when we was in that ring. That was the closest thing to a I go, you go thing. We did many shows together, but on those shows, me and Chris, we're two New York individuals in the middle of some bubble crap. I ain't gonna say crap, but some West bubble so and so.
Right.
Sam, it's me and you, son, against all these. So if anything pop off, me and Chris, we was down like that. It didn't matter, yo. So what? We sing our records on stage and entertain, but we knew and understood that that was entertainment. But we out here in the deep woods, son. It's only me and you and us. And if these people try and decide to boom, we don't stood back to back on, on that type of things, not like we got into anything, but we always had each other's back when we was in these. And people never seen us battle because we didn't, but we were in plenty of places where we've done shows together. And hold on, let me say this last thing.
Okay.
And just show people that I'm not egotistical individual. When Chris is in my town or if he's performing and I'm not on the show, I go out and sing with Chris and do the ad libs and be hopping crowd when he sing that song, and he'll say, "Ooh, that's where you should have went." Well, see, you're a sucker for saying that because I didn't get a microphone.
Well, you just kind of said what I was just about to ask you, because I never had the opportunity to see a show with both of you at the show, and I was just kind of wondering, how did that play out? You know what I mean? Like, did he come out and perform his songs and then you came out? Like, I was just wondering, that must have been a hell of a show, though.
That's how it was. Like I said, we all was on tour at one time. Me, LL, Salt and Pepper, Chris, Divine Sound. This was before everybody ever blew up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it was just a fun time in hip hop. And a lot of these people, if y'all are on my Instagram, which is the official MC Shan, by the way, the official MC Shan. Cheap plug, I know, but it's your man Sugar one time for your mom, two times for your soul, and that's how I do it. All right, but look, look, this music business. There's a lot of people out here that I'm blessed that I could be on this. Whatever the fuck this is, excuse me, StreamYard with y'all.
Changing of the hip hop guards.
But look, yeah. What is that? Said I?
Changing of the hip hop guards.
changing up the hip hop gods. I'm happy that I could be on here with you because there once upon a time where I couldn't touch bases with you. And the only thing that you had to try and understand who I am was a Word Up magazine or Right On. And what you read, you thought was law.
Right, right,
To the
right.
point when Scott LaRock got killed, I was getting hate mail. Because remember, I said I got a 25 with an 8-shot clip.
Oh,
You know what I'm
song
saying?
too. That was my
You
song.
saying to yourself, that's a BB gun, but the place is, I'm gonna shoot you with it.
It'll
Just
just take one. Yeah,
how many times was Scott shot
yeah. Well,
with a what? I got a 20. Man, I was getting hate mail like Shan, you did it. What the heck?
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
hip hop is crazy. I'm telling you, it's. As I'm talking to y'all, I'm just reminiscing, and these things are coming back in my mind like it was just yesterday. And it's just,
That's
I appreciate
crazy.
y'all. Thank y'all, because I probably wouldn't even thought those things would make me even smile harder with no teeth, son.
Right, right.
Thank you. That's what we're here for. But taking it back to Down by Law, when the bridge came out, how did life change for MC Shan when that dropped?
The bridge was out before Down by Law. The bridge was out on a label called Bridge Records, which was distributed by Pop Art, which was Roxanne Shantae's label.
Hmm. Okay.
And that's how we get to how I got dissed by Kool. We going there. All right. So the Bridge label was distributed by Pop Art because they wanted to make some money off of where Shan was going anyway, but we can't sign him. So they gave us a distribution deal. Now, them being mad, after I done wrote Steady B's record and whatnot, and they were connected with Fresh Prince, they go and find Kool. Kool makes diss records about MC Shan that when I listen to him, I'm like, yo, did I say that? Yo, Kool, they tried to duplicate me to the point where I was fooled. Is this live or is it Memorex?
Oh man.
That's how we got down with, but it was crazy in Philly. Me and Shante have a direct connection with Philadelphia for the simple fact that her record company was out there and we did mad shows. It was like Philly was our second home. Lady B, Power 99, all of that Philly stuff. Philly has a big part of where this hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it was there, yo, Philly, what did they have? They had Schoolie D.
Mhm.
Uh, Fresh Prince's first show he ever did was with me at the Fourth Wall Repertory. He might not remember it, but we remember it because we
Right.
had him put on the crown to go on the stage.
Mm.
And it's like we've got a lot of history with a lot of folks in it. Well, I do
Mhm.
have a lot of history with a lot of folks in this business and whatnot.
Right,
And it's
right.
just
A lot of great DJs came out of there too. Yeah, Cash Money, Jazzy Jeff.
yeah, Cash Money and Jazzy Jeff. And they had the illest DJ Tap Money.
Hmm.
Ooh, illest DJ. And Charlie Mack is my man. I don't
Charlie
call him
Mack.
Charlie. Forget first out the limo. I call him Ewing. Ewing, like the back. I don't know why, because he had on a Ewing jersey this night. We had a battle, New York against Philadelphia, where I was against Schoolie D, Salt and Pepper was against this one, Roxanne was against this one, Biz was against it, right? And we come out in the parking lot in the behind Philly Spectrum, and somebody says something wicked to MC Shan. Charlie Mack went over there and he picked him up and he spun. I've never seen this in my life, y'all. He picked Son up, boom, spun him in the air. He did 2 flips, boom, don't you ever disrespect my mans and them when man, yo. But from that day, I was like, yo, Ewan, that's the jersey he had on. You know what I'm saying? And so I've got a deep connection with Will, as y'all call him. You know what I'm saying? His first show was with me. We were doing things long before he was a super movie star or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And my connection to Philly will prove that with Lady B, DJ Tap Money. You know what I'm saying? Cash Money. You know?
Right.
Overall, what were your best memories of creating Down by Law before we move on?
What you said, making down by law, it was just a process, but it just came. It wasn't even thought about. See the way people think about making albums now? Back then, it wasn't that. It was like you thought you did it. It wasn't a thing of, oh, I'm going to make a song like this, or I'm going to go for a pop audience, or I'm going to do this. You just did what came natural to you. And it wasn't no little guidelines. There wasn't none of these little criterias that these artists hold nowadays. That if you can't get signed, if you didn't shoot 9 people or been to jail 12 times, because this is the message that we want you to portray to the new youngsters. So they're so blinded they think the jail is it, not school.
What about, so at what point does Chillin come into play as far as your first album?
Chillin comes into play as far as my whole career,
Right.
because you gotta understand how Chillin is connected to the Super Rocket Mr. Magic and my radio, my songs being played on the radio.
Right.
Chillin was started by Tyrone Williams, right?
Right.
Now Tyrone Williams was the show producer for Magic.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. And so, as a collective, Ty was my manager. He was Magic's manager. He was Marley's manager and Shantae's manager. And now we've got something going that's so well because everywhere we went in the country was so ill. Let's make a record company. Boom. Chillin came into existence.
Wow.
Now, I signed to Chillin, me, Shante. And I'm the first artist in independent history to get signed to a major label. You know how people want to get signed to a major right now? I was the first one that sold out.
Wow.
And I often sit back and think about the paradox if I said, well, maybe let's not fucking do that. Let's just keep going independent.
Right.
What the paradox will be, because I'm telling you, after they seen how well Down by Law was selling as an independent label, and this is not nothing that I'm saying that you can't prove. You can go on the internet and look at it. Chillin was the first record label. All right, my album wasn't the first one to come out on Chillin, Warner Brothers. Why? Because of the way the Juice Crew structure was set up. Big Daddy Kane's album came out before mine. Right? How did Kane's come out first? Because Ty was, well, this is how the Juice Crew work. Whoever's up next. Now, when you get on, you bring the next person up with you. Like Shante, bring me up. Boom, Kane. We're going to not do that. We're going to put you in. Now, when you on, you got to bring Shan on tour with you so we can keep the chain of the Juice Crew going. And so when Ty came to me, I could have been a dirty and no, I want my album to come out first. Nah. Yeah, put out Kane's joint. Put his joint out. So that's how Kane's album was the first album to come out on Chillin, Warner Brothers instead of MC Shan, because of the way the Juice Crew was structured, the family structure, and we're family now, but as we were children and young, stupid-minded individuals, we got into arguments and all kind of crazy mess. But now that we're grown, we see it wasn't us. It was the things that the industry were putting before us so that we couldn't come together and compare notes.
Crazy.
Around this time, does MC Shan have a good Latin Quarter story?
A Latin Quarter story. What Latin? I got millions of Latin Quarter stories, but I'm gonna tell you one. Do not be in Latin Quarters with no jury on when them Fort Green 50 Cent, Preem, and all them little crazy dudes come through. The stage in Latin Quarters used to be down, you know, crowd level. It was like actually two steps up. You go boom, boom, and that's the stage, so people could see you because you higher. But yo, it was so ill. They was terrorizing Latin Quarter so bad that they eventually put the stage way in the sky, and you could be on stage as a performer singing your joint, and you watch 50 Cent and them coming through the crowd in a train motion. You see them just coming through. Woo, banging folks, snatching chains. You know what I'm saying? But in the middle of this, you know what I'm saying? Whatever's going on, I gotta still keep my composure. But I'm watching all of this.
And just for if there's anybody a little bit younger watching this, we make it clear that we're not talking about Curtis Jackson. We're talking about the original 50
No, we
Cent
talking
from
about the
Brooklyn.
real 50 Cent. Well, I'm not gonna say the real 50 Cent, the person that inspired 50 Cent to take on that.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I don't look at him for or say he just admired, yo, 50
Oh yeah,
Cent.
yeah. I'm not taking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Look,
not.
I'm gonna tell you where 50 Cent, the rapper 50 Cent shows you that he willing. When he said he may rob the industry, when he made rob the industry, there wasn't a record like that before that just said what,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that was the real 50 Cent. He ain't care. He was, I don't care who you are. I'm robbing you, son.
Right.
And so for him to put that on a record and to take on the name of 50 Cent, it's no disrespect. Oh, he took on the name of some.
Oh
No.
yeah, yeah. No, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the rap game and
He's,
even in the real world, 50 ain't no punk,
uh,
right? But in the rap game, yo, it's like, yo, that's a perfect joint for you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
year later, after '87, you dropped your sophomore album, "Born to Be Wild." What did you learn from that first process that you you brought to the second process? Anything that you changed, or was it the same process?
Look, it was trying to, it was like half hip hop. Well, I'm gonna say 3/4 hip hop and 125% trying to please the industry.
Mm.
Cause we were signed to Warner Brothers when that album came out. Now remember what was on that cover? It was a more cleaner, more refined Shan. I had a Kango, I had a silk shirt. I still had the sweatpants, but I was wearing Mitch Mac Ballys.
Mm.
A cleaner, more refined, trying to fit in with the industry as they're telling me to do it. But in the end of the day, they wanted me to fit in a little bit too much, and they bring out the can of grease, and I told them that you can kill that noise, and here we are today. I'm pretty sure y'all may or may not have heard that story, but it's out there.
No doubt.
So, but what being the way you are, right? When they're
Mhm.
coming to you and saying, oh, let's try to clean it up a little bit and sort of change the image. How did you deal with that? Like how were you able to?
It's not a clear wordage.
Yeah,
It's something that's
it just kind of
in
happened.
the end, and it should be understood. If you want to get down with this money, there's a way to get it, and you gotta look like this. You know what
Right,
I'm
right,
saying? You
right,
start reading into it. It's like you start turning Hollywood. That's what they do. They make you Hollywood.
right. So when that album drops, what type of reception did you get from the consumers in comparison to the first one?
It did. Look, I understood what it is, but I don't want to tell you what it was. At the time when I dropped that Play It Again Shan album, every magazine, everybody thought hip hop was just being called a fad right
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
It's not real music, it's not this, it can't be entertaining. So I took it upon myself to use my same lyrics. I'm on Warner Brothers. I
hmm
got a budget that's out of this world. Let me show y'all how hip hop can use y'all stuff and still make it entertaining. They was so with it that they made that video. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. They got some a super producer from the movies to direct my video in the hallway of the Wilshire Beverly.
mm.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right,
Come
right, right, right.
on. So it was like a transformation to me. It was weird. It was weird. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they came out and said, "Oh, they put me in a movie called L.A. Story with Steve Martin, right? But this is how they do out in Hollywood. They just feed you little things and say, this is what we can do for you, and
Mhm.
this is what we can do for you, and this is what we can do for you." And then motherfuckers say, "Yo, this is a can of grease. How you feel about that?" That's why I'm not the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and that's a story that you can go up. Look, you could just go ahead and go. I'm not even going to talk about it, but people that want to fucking think I'm talking shit, go on the internet and say MC Shan was supposed to be the Fresh Prince of Bel Air first, and see what it says to you.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. We've heard that. We've heard that story a couple of times, man. But
It was the can of grease that changed my whole life in this
yeah,
music industry. It let me know, just like jail changed my life. When I got locked up, it was like, do you want to continue to do this? Or when that opportunity came, do you want to get grease all over yourself, and feel a little bit hurt in that rear endage area? I don't think so.
right, right.
One of
And I got banned from the industry. I got banned for real. And that's why you see records coming out about Shan on Prism and things like that, because I was independent. No fucking major would touch me. You got what? Because
What,
it
what?
was. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, what was it that led you to actually getting banned?
Because they ran the industry. Remember that? I just dissed the head of Warner Brothers. I just dissed Benny Medina.
Mm,
Like I told him that, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go into the story because it's like I'm trying to, just rehash stuff. It's out there for you to read if you want. And I told him what I told him, and you don't do that in this industry. I just was always a different character. The
right,
people that when you see me on the Instagrams and all that and think that that's a front, no, that's the way I am every day, every
right, right.
single day, always have been. Spoke my mind. Folks notice in the industry, they don't pay me no mind. It's the people that don't know me that pay me mind.
Mm.
okay. What eventually happened to your deal at Chillin? Was that always for a 3 album deal, or was it for more?
Probably was for more, but guess what? I found Snow and told them all.
Mm.
Middle finger.
That definitely
But
leads me.
after Snow, look, finding Snow changed my life. It was at the lowest point of my life when Chillin was telling me to go ahead and get welfare. I ran into Snow's DJ while I was going to get weed with some money that I couldn't afford to spend. And he said, "Yo, I got a white guy that does reggae." Ah, shut up. 2 weeks later, Snow was down in New York. I went to go get my weed once again. That's why I say weed was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I went to the studio and I heard Snow, white guy. And first thing he said, "Informer," so that's me. I was like, "Get boom, boom, down." I said, "Let's go to the studio right now." I had a studio in my basement. The rest is history. We're in the Guinness Book of World Records twice. I'm like Abraham Lincoln and Paul Revere that made history. I'm in
Right.
the Guinness Book of World Records, and it says, you can look it up. Alexa, Informer in the Guinness Book of World Records. That's just in case any of y'all got Alexa in your room. She gonna listen to you, man. Sure.
I don't have it in this one, but I'm gonna ask her.
You
She
said
gonna tell you, Informer in the Guinness Book of World Records of him twice, not just once, 2 times. And my records still stand. You know how Guinness Book of World Records is. You don't get knocked out until somebody takes you out.
Right, right,
I've
right.
been in my place and I don't see nobody taking me out of that reggae spot. I sold more records than Bob Marley.
you end up producing that whole album, or maybe one track. We didn't really touch on you getting in production. When did you start producing?
When they told me you can't fucking rhyme. Excuse me for saying it
Oh,
that
you're
way.
good. Rolling uncut.
Look, check this out. But I promised already because everybody thinks that I can only say cuss words and they don't think that I can conduct a civil, you know.
Right, right.
And at that point, there was a me getting kicked off the record label, running into snow. So it was all aligned with the galaxy and it was meant.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying? It wasn't planned, but it was just the perfect alignment of the moon, sun, stars, sun, boom, 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 nebulas, and everything. Till here we are today. That in 2019, Daddy Yankee remade that joint. Y'all know my
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
See it up there. How a Daddy Yankee plaque is on Shan wall? Why? You want to know why? Cause y'all, what language y'all? What nationality are you?
My friend's from the Dominican Republic.
What about you?
Black.
All right, but look, you look like you speak Spanish, so you could say,
I,
"Come, come, mamá, que quiero hopefully illuminate."
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's my stuff
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
son.
yeah. I know, I know. I heard, I heard it, and I was like, "Wow, that's kind of cool that he out of so many songs that he could have picked, right? That he picked that one to kind of redo. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool."
so it's like, and I got publishing. I didn't get robbed on that. And so when people say, yo, hip hop never made me no money, I got robbed and took for all of my hip hop dollars, like every other artist of my era and whatnot. We didn't know no better, and we signed whatever. And ignorance is not an excuse.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's laws that you can get it back after 35 years or whatever, but in the end of the day, it's like whatever. You know what you getting out of it? They ain't playing your song anyway. Why pay a lawyer 20,000 to go get something that ain't making you 20,000 in 10 years?
Right, right, right.
You talked a little
You
bit about
know?
at your lowest point and hooking up with Snow. How did life change for you after he dropped his debut album?
I have 14 million in my account.
Mm.
And I don't regret spending it because I enjoyed my life. If I woke up when I mean, I got bread right now. I got money. I mean, Daddy Yankee Daddy Yankee followed the same path that Snow did, regardless that it was Latin, it was hot in Russia, everywhere.
Mm.
And so it's like it just followed the same success and it's just like crazy. I just can't, hip hop never paid me though. I can't say it. Everybody, I appreciate the folks that bought my records, but like I say, artists of my term didn't get paid. My money comes from one record. Now imagine that. I did albums, I did all of that, but it never paid my bills, and it's just a record that I came up with that made me survive for my whole life. I'm 58. I'm still living off of Snow Money, and Snow Money was good, but when Daddy Yankee did it, it made me feel like I'm back in the days.
Mm.
But I just spend it different now because I'm a lot wiser.
Right, 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 right. Wow, that's crazy. We can't do us a favor and please talk a little bit about Bismarck, man. What did he mean to you? How was he, during those times? And, up until, unfortunately his passing, rest in peace, Bismarck. We talk a little bit about Biz.
Rest in peace, Biz. Let me tell you something. Biz came up through me, and nobody knows this, right? I mean, it always gets overlooked, even in the documentary. And Biz would have told me, Shan, they ain't paying you, Shan, forget that. So I didn't do the documentary. Biz's whole music career existence was based on one night, and that was live at Roseland. Before that, Shante used to have 5 shows, one in Queens, one in Brooklyn, one in Bronx, one in Manhattan, whatever. I didn't know, lost count. But everywhere we would show up, Biz would be there. He would be at the last show, and he would be at the next show before we got there. He ain't have no car. So it was amazing. But I knew about Biz from my neighbor upstairs, Phil. He kept talking about Biz for years because he was from Long Island. Y'all need to meet. Y'all need to meet. One night, Biz came out to Queensbridge. Knew Marley Marl blocking the whole nine. Me and Marley come in the building. And here go Biz. Biz is like, yo, Marley, Shan, my name is Biz. Blah, blah, blah. I want to know what he did. We remember that this is Project Hallways. Biz said, boom, 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 boom. I want two. I want two. My name is Biz Markie. My name is. Oh my goodness. We was like, yo, that's it. But Biz, he earned his way. And the first night we did that, he was like, I want two. I want two. My name is Empty Chan. His name is Empty Chan. And we gonna do it a little something like this. And not saying that Biz wouldn't have been a star on his own merit.
Right.
I was just happy and glad to be a part of his existence because, like I said, remember what we said about what I said about the Juice Crew, how we lived. Although Biz was down with me, it was time for Shante to come up because I'm out and Shante needed to do something to hold her. So that's where you get that. I'm Shante, he's Biz Markie. Rhyme so fresh. So that's why the world thinks that Biz Markie was with Shante.
Right.
But the truth is, we shared in the Juice Crew. You know what I'm saying? And so when we would go out on tour and whatnot, and the DJ was screwing up, we'd do something with Biz live in effect because we never had to worry about the DJ. So we had a big advantage on a lot of acts. They'd be like, yo, the turntables are messing up or something like that. We didn't care. We had Biz Mark.
Right.
I love you, Biz.
Wait, let me ask you. So, being that you were so tight with Biz and you got to see like how he was, away from stage and all of that, when he came out with Yo Gabba Gabba, were you surprised or were you like, yeah, of course Biz would do something like that?
I didn't even pay it no mind. I just know that every time he was in my city, my kids went to Yo Gabba Gabba. They got to going back. All right, my kids got traumatized because Biz took us across the stage and the actors were out of their suits and their Yo Gabba Gabba suits were just sitting there. My kids were like, but they got to meet Lance. Lance was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was like when he did that, it was like, okay, look at that's your Uncle Biz. That's your Uncle Biz. Right. Where we at? We at Yo Gabba Gabba. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Some years ago, the Juice Crew had a reunion. Can you talk a little bit briefly about what that experience was like?
All right, I'm gonna tell you what that experience was like in 2023. We just had oh my God, why is my TV doing this? I didn't touch nothing, yo. It's a cheap ass TV. I'll get another one. We had a reunion on the 20th of November at Apollo, where it was nothing but the Juice Crew. And it was a show that was done like no other show. You know how usually you go to a concert and all you see is performance. This one, they had a couch on the thing, and before we performed, we went through the line. We talked to Shante, we talked to me, we talked to Craig G, we talked to Kool, we talked to the dancers, we talked to Kane. and on this couch, and we question and answer. You can find it on YouTube. Go to Juice Kool live at the Apollo on on Nova whatever Juice Kool at the Apollo. It's gonna pop
Yeah,
up.
I saw clips of that. Yeah,
All right, and as after we did the question and answers, and it let people get the answers to the questions that they wanted to know for years. Then after that, all of a sudden, now it went into performances, but it went so smoothly that there was no pause, no intermission, no nothing. It was interview after interview after interview, performance. Boom!
nice, nice.
There was no other artist celebrating the 50 years of hip hop. Thank you, hip hop. Thank you, folks like you two that kept me alive all these years, kept my name in folks' mouth. All the people that listen to my music 50 years in, we still don't own it, but what? I can't talk about that.
Yeah, Sincere and myself were at Yankee Stadium, man. How did you feel about the 50th anniversary of hip hop at Yankee Stadium?
I bogarted my way on that stage. Remember, that was at the time when I was supposed to have said something disrespectful to Nas. But since me and Nas have a different relationship, he knows that Shan just gonna speak whatever he speaks. And everybody was like, "Oh, you shouldn't diss Nas." And when I saw the show, I could understand why he wouldn't invite me. Because to invite me would have fucking stopped the momentum in his show. When I looked at his show, see the way he came out with Lauryn Hill, Shan needs a little bit more time than just blow. It would have messed up the momentum of his show. See, with Lauryn Hill, he's on a record with her and things like that. And so it went ill. But still, I'm like, yo, your mass appeal is on that. Come on, why you ain't calling Shizzle? That's Shizzle. You know what I'm saying? KRS-One wasn't on it and a couple other people, right? But guess what? Shizzle was on it anyway. Why? Because my DJ was performing at the DJ. Yeah, I performed early in the day, but when you look at the tape and you're looking at that hip hop, who you see first? Craig G and MC Shan.
Right.
And like I said, I wasn't even supposed to be there. So how do I feel about that? I tell the people that thought that, oh, Shizzle ain't got no heart like that, or yo, I paid my own way. Talking about the check. Sometimes the moment is more important than the check. So if Nas would have called me and said, come for free, Shan, I would have been there because sometimes the moment is better than money. All right. And so since the moment was better, I paid my own airfare. I paid my own hotel. I paid my own rent a car. Like I said, Daddy Yankee got me doing good. If I want to get up tomorrow and do something else, I could. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
it was more important for the moment. It wasn't about the check at that point.
Got you.
This interview has been 100% about hip hop, but MC Shan is a bit of a renaissance man. I see you making jewelry and other activities. Can you talk a little bit about?
No, look, this is the first joint I poured. I mean, I messed up a little bit, but I learned something. But look, it came out dirty. Look at this side. Look at this. Can you see how shiny that is?
Yeah.
Look at the other side. That's look dirty as heck, right?
Right.
So I learned something, didn't I?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what MC Shan does outside of hip hop.
What I do outside of hip hop is I try to. I know there's no money for me in hip hop, but I also know that hip hop gave me a voice. And so if I could teach anybody something, and I could say, well, I don't know nothing about welding or building go-karts or doing this jewelry stuff, what's stopping you?
Right.
What's stopping you from doing it? Everything if you go to school, what they're gonna teach you is from a book, right? Oh, that book is available to you just because you didn't go to college for it. Yo, that book is in the bookstore that they bought it from. So if you're interested in psychokinesis or whatever the hell you want to, you might not get a degree in it, but experience is the best teacher. Like I say, I don't know nothing about. I melted gold bullion. I don't know where the heck I put it. It's somewhere on here. Look, I bought, but people think this is if I bought this much gold this thick,
Yeah.
I would be a millionaire. I wouldn't even be talking to y'all. A matter of fact, I'd be talking to you, but I'd be in Dubai on my what you call it, on my little, So sometimes I tell people when they thought I had real gold bars, I said sometimes silence is golden. Sometimes you should be quiet because when you speak, you show your ignorance. One guy told me, he said, "Yo, Shan, you better watch out. You're gonna get robbed."
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, and then you also have the the buses and the renovating of the buses that you do, which by the way,
And
sick
I
too.
got Shizzle's Monster Garage. I'm doing a whole lot of things, and this is part of Shizzle Monster Garage because
Okay.
I filmed an episode of Shizzle Monster Garage because you don't know what Shizzle Monster Garage is going to do next. So today was watching Shizzle mess up some iron because I'm not going to start melting my real gold, and I don't know what to. This will be a waste of real gold.
Right,
People are
right, right.
dumb. You think that I'm gonna buy a gold bar like that to come out with some stupid crap like this? You got me messed up, son. That's why you folks just get it messed up. So now here goes the nameplate. This is a piece of it, but I also figured out, which I give you a lesson on displacement because air, although you can't see it, it does take up space and it does have mass. And so I didn't put air holes for it to vent the metal out, and this is all I got because by the time it got to that point, the metal cooled too fast because didn't have anything to escape, and the bubbles were trying to get out on this one, and so this is what I got. So a lesson learned in my jewelry making little thing, but I also learned how to polish something because if
Yeah,
you look,
yeah,
woo,
yeah, 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 yeah,
I look ugly as hell.
yeah.
Ugly as hell. But that's just to show you before, after. I'm
Right,
learning.
right, 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 right. It's a process,
And
man.
just
It's a
because
process.
I know what I said. I said there's people out here that went to jewelry school that did this, right? And they didn't see a smelter until their third their third semester. Where
Yeah.
here some dumb old rapper, I'm smelting jewelry and learning how to polish for just the cost that it cost me to buy the equipment. Yeah, okay. Ain't nobody looking for no degree when you go to the jeweler. You stupid. You don't just pay $60, 60,000 for something that she ain't gonna get 60,000 for. He ain't got no college degree. Shut up.
Hey, Shan, let me ask you one thing, man. You came through hip hop, in the early stages, and you made a mark. You did your thing with Snow. You're still doing other things now. What have you ever thought about when somebody looks back and your name comes up? What is it exactly that you want them to know Shan by?
That I took care of my mother and I take very good care of my children. Everything else is fly by night. Those are milestones in my life that I'm creditable for. That's only to make me happy, to MC Shan and all that. If it made some of y'all happy, that's cool with me. But my milestone is that I'm there every day for my children. And like I said, the official MC Shan. You will see how I do my children. I've got television shows that I've been filming. It's called RV Life, hip hop style. And I've got several episodes where I show you how I deal with my children. I take them out on the RV and we go out for trips to Florida, to here, to the beaches. And it's just things that people don't, all I'm like an oddity on Instagram because the things I do ain't about me flossing. It's
Mhm.
about me teaching, and Shan is taking care of them kids. And you don't see these rich folks. They never show their kids and the things they do with them. They throw some money at it.
Mhm.
I'm a true on hands father. And I try and give inspiration to those fathers and give them information so that they can be fathers. Because there's nothing like the feeling and the love of your child. It'll never be, you know what I'm saying? And so hip hop afforded me to be a daddy. I
Mhm.
could be rich. I could have said instead of let me just go ahead and keep on doing hip hop. But hip hop afforded me the time that I could be there in the morning when I put my kids on the bus. And when they get off the bus, I'm there. And if I got to go do something, it's usually on weekends and I'm not staying out for month tours. I'll be right here with y'all because that's what I love more. So I may have sacrificed, but I got the biggest joy in the world, son.
Mhm. Right, 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 right.
So,
Sounds dope.
what's next for MC Shan?
I don't even know. I didn't know I was gonna be trying to make jewelry 2 weeks ago. So you gotta, I don't know. It comes but with the sip of the whistle. I don't know what the heck. I wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. Oh God, let me make some jewelry. Let me go buy all the stuff to do it. I got all this. I got all this time.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
for me, having time is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
If I'm just wasting it, that's why people, if you look at my Instagram, you see 1 minute I'm doing this, 1 minute. Because me sitting around, time wasted is just time wasted. I've always liked to learn things. And like I was saying earlier, books is the only thing, oh, that separates you from being or knowing something about something. So me sitting around, I've got to learn something. I did this jewelry thing. What? I make busk. All right. I
Mhm.
make my own links for my chains. I've got a handful of these. I'm going to melt these in gold. Well, let me show you them individually. I'm going to
Yeah,
melt in gold. This right here is an MC Shan bracelet. I don't see if you could see an MC Shan in it, but this is an MC Shan bracelet that I'm going to
okay.
make. I'm going to smelt it. And it's going to be, see, and since I learned how to do this and I know to vent it now, this was an ill named plate, but it was a one runoff because you got to practice. I only give myself one chance to mess up.
Right.
After that, you better watch yourself because I should hope to learn everything that I need to know in that first mess up. And from there, I can only get better, and so should you.
Right, 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 right. Man, Shan, there's so much we could talk about with you. We could be here forever. But I want to say one thing. I want to thank you because you've done a lot of interviews and there's a lot of things documented as far as your history within hip hop. Um, but I'm glad you said something that you were going to come on and we were going to have a nice conversation. And I want to thank you for that because personally, I want to get to know more of you as the person. You know what I mean? Like we've heard the stories. We know like a lot of the KRS-One, the battles and this and that, and but the person, you know what I mean? What makes MC Shan tick? What makes MC Shan the person that he is what I kind of wanted to, we wanted to have a chance to get to know. Because I saw you say this one time. You said, that sometimes like since the internet's here, like whatever's on there stays forever, like after we're gone. And I just want that people that follow us and listen to us that get to know, like, hey, yeah, MC Shan, the bridge. Yeah, we know, we've heard that. But who is MC Shan? So I just want to say,
I never what
I just
I
want to say
knew
thank you.
before I got on this interview. This is something that I knew already. And you'll find my interviews that I do with people similar,
Uh,
but I really like to talk about things that everybody knows about.
uh,
You might start the interview, but in the end of the day, you're going to go back and watch this shit. You're going to be like, yo, this motherfucker actually directed the fucking interview.
right, right. Right, right,
But I
right.
know what you want to hear, and I know we don't want to talk about that. Yeah, we'll put that in there, but let me also give you a part of who I am now,
Yeah.
what I'm doing now, and why I'm doing what the hell I'm doing. And if you want to see it, the official MC Shan, another cheap plug.
Right, right, right. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Look, just to show you that I ain't crazy, look, you see me, I'm at my table doing jewelry stuff right now.
Yes, sir.
Look, like I said, time wasted is time wasted for me. I don't care if I don't know about it. I will look.
So
YouTube
I
is
just
the
want to
greatest
show you.
fucking education tool. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but I just want to show you
No,
something
no,
because
sure, sure.
even though I'm saying I want to get, we want to get to know Shan as the person, I do also want to say, that I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
That's an original cassette.
Can you see
That's
that?
one of the things that we didn't have as an
So,
independent. We had records, but when I got on Warner Brothers, that's what we got.
so
We got those, and CDs wasn't out yet,
yeah,
but they was like testing CDs, so maybe they might press 50 CDs or something with your
right,
shit
right,
and
right,
see
right.
if it sell. But cassettes was it. Everybody had cassettes, but that was boombox age. You know
So,
what I'm saying? And you got an MC Shan original right there. That's
and I
not no fake shit. Don't
and I
sell it, nigga. I'm gonna be dead when you
no,
tell your
no,
kids.
no.
Look, tell your kids, don't
I'm
fuck with this tape. Put this shit on the side, motherfucker, cause niggas gonna find out one day this nigga was a genius and he was well ahead of his time. He should have lived right now. That nigga was so fucking smart.
well, I'm showing you that just to also let you know that I spent a lot of time listening to your music. So another reason why, on behalf of Sincere and myself, man, and Changing the Hip Hop Guards, we want to say thank you because you provided, fun times for us, things that kept us going, things that like sometimes when we were in like whatever type of mood.
Y'all are a freaking institution. You don't think I know what hip hop gods is?
Right.
Y'all are institutions, sir. So, like I say, it's a pleasure for me to be here on, you know what I'm saying? Come
Thank
on,
you,
man.
thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor for us.
Thank you for everything, Shan. We appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all and thank y'all for having
Yeah,
me.
man. Thank you,
And
thank
you
you.
know what? I think I did have a success because I said maybe like 7 curses throughout the whole hour.
It was dope, man. It was.
FCC
No, listen,
regulated, y'all. I overcame a milestone. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
so, listen, you and your family have a great one, man. Enjoy the holidays and everything coming up. Have a great New Year.
Appreciate you. I'm going back to buffing this gold out. Appreciate well, this gold alloy. This is not gold, ding dongs. If I had this much gold, I'd be living about. So I'll see y'all later. Appreciate y'all. Love
Appreciate
y'all
it.
and thanks for
Love you too, man.
listening.
You.
Bye, I'm
Appreciate
out.
it.